Here are my picks for UFC Fight Night Vegas 44, Font versus Aldo. This card is actually one of the best cards I've ever seen this year for a fight night. This card is filled up with bangers from bottom to top, good matchups, and it's a really good fight night card because lately we've been having absolute trash for fight night cards. Finally, the fight night cards are getting some love, maybe because we had that week break push more fighters into one card, and we got some good fighters here. We got some entertaining fighters too. That co-main event and that main event is just unbelievable. And the main card is good too. The main card is good. And just the whole card is actually pretty good. But going in depth of the fights I'm really interested into, starting off, Maki Pitolo versus Dusko Todorovic. I think I said that wrong, but I'm going to be going with Maki Pitolo. 29-28 decision. I feel like he's just an overall well-rounded fighter. He got the stand-up. He got the ground game. He was winning that fight against Julian Marquez, but it was a good Hail Mary. I don't think it was a Hail. It was a good sub attempt right at the last minute of the fight, third round. Maki Pitolo was winning that whole entire fight, and he has a good chin. Dusko is pretty trash, to be honest. I mean, I can see him winning. This is a really close fight, but looking at the performances, I look at his record too, Dusko's record, and his UFC record. He beat guys who haven't even got a win in the UFC. Maki Pitolo, I look at his skill set too. I look at both of these guys' skill set. It's a really close fight, but I'm gonna trust in Maki Pitolo and his chin to endure the stand-up, probably return some shots of his own on the feet, but ultimately mix it up against Dusko, and in the last two rounds grind out a decision. So I got 29-28 decision for Maki Pitolo. Up next, Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis. Easy Brendan Allen win. I think he's going to get the submission in the second round. Chris Curtis, he's pretty good, but that win over Phil Hawes, it was kind of a fluke. It was a fluke to me. I don't think he's going to do it again. There's no way. His power isn't really that good. It's not that insane or anything. He just caught Phil Hawes good, and Phil Hawes ate it. Chris Curtis didn't flatten him out. As soon as he touched Phil Hawes didn't drop to the canvas. Phil Hawes ate it, got wobbled, walked around a little bit, and fell on his own. What the hell is that? So I'm going to trust in the chin of Brendan Allen. And, I think he's going to get the submission like how he always does. Rear naked choke, round 2. Easy dub for Brendan Allen. Up next, Clay Guida versus Leonardo Santos. I'm going to be going with the Carpenter. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be the repeat of the Michael Johnson fight. Guida versus Johnson. Leonardo Santos' gas tank is just pretty bad. It's pretty bad. He's only going to have 1 round of cardio or 1.5 round of cardio. I don't know. Maybe the second round. I feel like Leonardo Santos is going to do well in the second round for the first minute or two. And then he's going to start gassing. Clay Guida is still durable as hell. He has good survivability if he does get rocked or if he does get dropped in the first round. And I feel like Guida could mix in the grappling. He's going to tire out Leonardo Santos. I don't really see Santos catching him with a submission because Guida, honestly, he has a good gas tank, to be honest. Good durability, good gas tank, and good wrestling, to be honest. So he's unorthodox on the feet too. I just think Clay Guida is gonna win. Just the gas tank of Leonardo Santos is just not there, and the durability and the cardio of Guida is there. So I'm gonna say 29-28 decision for Clay Guida. Up next, Jimmy Crute versus Jamal Hill. This fight is going to be a really close fight. You look at their last performances, they had a hole in their game. Hill, obviously, it was the grappling. Paul Craig pulled guard on him and submitted him with ease. The jiu-jitsu is just almost non-existent for Hill. Crute, the jab was working nice on him. It wasn't even as big as a hole in his game compared to Hill's ground game, but that jab, it looked at one point, I swear I was watching the fight live, it looked like he got stunned. I don't know, I'm gonna watch it back later, I don't know, but the jab was working real nice for Anthony Smith. I remember it looked like solid, clean jabs landing on Crute's face, and it looked like Crute was respecting the power in the jab. But with all that said, I'm going to choose Jimmy Crute because his takedowns, his grappling, his jiu-jitsu, he submitted Paul Craig. Paul Craig submitted Hill. Easy. And the takedowns, Jimmy Crute was taking down Anthony Smith with one leg, like literally one leg. His other leg was literally flopping all over the floor when you saw him get the takedown. When they landed on the mat, you can see it wobbling all over the floor like it's limped. It was limp. And I understand the first takedown. Anthony Smith was charging in to try finish Jimmy Crute, but the other takedowns, he was still taking him down, getting control time. So I can see Jimmy Crute grinding out a decision, controlling, but the BJJ, man, it's just far apart between these two guys. Jimmy Crute is way better than Jamal Hill in the grappling department, and Jimmy Crute submitted Paul Craig. So I'm gonna go with Jimmy Crute. In the second round, he will submit Hill. So round 2 submission for Jimmy Crute. Up next in the co-main event. Oh my goodness. This fight, I'm really looking towards this fight. I just can't wait. Oh my God. This fight is going to be absolutely great. Jeez. Brad Riddell versus Rafael Fiziev. Really close fight. It's almost it's a coin flip. It's almost a coin flip for me. But I'm going to give the edge to Brad Riddell. I just think that he has good survivability. Durability is okay, but the survivability of this guy is pretty good. He goes for the grappling when he's hurt on the feet, clinches, ties up, doesn't try to fight back on the feet. Maybe sometimes if he finds an opening, he'll catch his opponent coming in, but he's just he just has good IQ, and I think he's the underdog in this fight, or a really, really slight underdog. The odds are near even. Both of them are, I think Fiziev is minus 115. Riddell is minus 105. It's even, but the cardio of Fiziev isn't really there for 3 rounds. And Riddell actually has really good cardio for 3 rounds, and he has good survivability. But Fiziev also has really good durability. So this fight is going to be like really close, and the power of Fiziev, he could catch Riddell, and maybe he could finish him better. Maybe he's better than Drew Dober, so maybe he can get the TKO, finish Riddell once and for all when he drops him the first time. But I just feel like Riddell, I feel like he actually might mix up the grappling in the first round and the second round, get him tired, get Fiziev's muscles full of blood, and just start winning in the IQ game, fighting smart, not fighting Fiziev's fight. And Fiziev, his gas tank is not really it's not that good. But I don't know, Fiziev might be a better striker, I think. He's actually a pretty good striker, but Bobby Green is actually a really good win. But Riddell got power too, so man, there's so many variables. But to summarize the main points of why I think Riddell's going to win, I look at it. Riddell, he has a good gas tank. Fiziev doesn't really have a good gas tank. They're not too far off in the striking. They're actually like really close. Riddell has good survivability. Fiziev has good durability. But in that third round, it looked like he could have been finished if Bobby Green had a little bit more power. even though oh man, maybe Fiziev does have a good chin because Bobby Green just knocked out Ally Quinto or dropped him, but Ally Quinto wasn't out. He said it himself. He wasn't out. And so maybe Riddell has better power than Bobby Green. So if Riddell can take Fiziev to the third round, I could see him finishing Fiziev, but I can also see Fiziev finishing Riddell in the first. But I'm going to trust in the survivability of Riddell and to mix it up and Fiziev to just gas out. So I'm going to go with Riddell. He could get the TKO in the third round, but I'm going to go with a Riddell 29-28 decision. It's going to be a really close fight because in the second round, Fiziev still has gas. It's not like a night and day difference with their gas tank. Fiziev's cardio isn't really that bad, but maybe Riddell can push a better pace than Bobby Green, but Bobby Green is good. Fuck. Really close fight. Almost a coin flip. Maybe a coin flip fight for me, but on the logical side, I give 1% more chance to Brad Riddell. And, man, 29-28 decision for Brad Riddell. Oh, and I also forgot to say this fight has Fight of the Year written all over it. So, yeah. And finally, on to the main event and one of the most, and probably the most skilled division in the UFC. It probably is the most skilled division in the UFC. A top 5 fight between Rob Font versus Jose Aldo. Another close, absolute banger. But I'm going with Jose Aldo. Ever since this matchup was made, I'm on the Jose Aldo train. At first, I thought Jose Aldo was going to TKO him, but I feel like Rob Font could survive to a decision. Jose Aldo, his leg kicks. Obviously, Rob Font has been training for them. He knows that's probably Jose Aldo's best weapon. But Jose Aldo's boxing, too, is up there. He has really good boxing. He had slick boxing against Pedro Munoz. And the thing is, I thought Pedro Munoz was, in my opinion, he was like a top 5 bantamweight coming into this fight against Jose Aldo. And Jose Aldo just cleanly, just easily beat him all 3 rounds. The first round was pretty close, but it was clearly Aldo. And then Aldo just took over. Even in the third round, he looked good in the third round. Rob Font, he fought Cody Garbrandt. I think that was his most recent win. And to be honest, Cody Garbrandt, I was about to make a video on how overrated he is. Even calm Cody Garbrandt. Overrated as fuck. God damn. His head movement is good, but only in the pocket. At range where Rob Font would pick him with his jab, he would not move his head. He wouldn't even close it. He wouldn't even parry the shots. He had no defense against the jab. So Rob Font had a 6-inch reach advantage, just picking away at Cody Garbrandt, not moving his head, not closing his guard. Cody Garbrandt was literally waiting for that knockout shot. And obviously, Jose Aldo is a much better fighter than Cody Garbrandt. And the only reason why I see people picking Rob Font is because they think Jose Aldo might gas. Which is true. It's always his downfall. The championship rounds, unless he conserves his energy or the fight is slowed down. But I feel like Aldo could slow down the fight a little bit with those leg kicks. Rob Font, that's his best weapon, the jab. What is a good counter to the jab? A leg kick. And if Rob Font wants to start throwing hooks, Jose Aldo can get in the pocket too, and he's really, really powerful. He likes to mix up his strikes, head, body, and then leg kicks. Jose Aldo is just a complete package, and Rob Font doesn't have the grappling to fall back on if the striking game plan isn't working for the first couple rounds. Jose Aldo has amazing takedown defense. I trust in Jose Aldo's cardio. I feel like it got much better, especially in his last performance when he controlled the fight. he controlled the pace. He controlled the pace against Pedro Munoz, and Pedro Munoz is a much better fighter than Cody Garbrandt. He outright beat him. So look at their last wins. Jose Aldo has a way better last win, even though the rankings did not say that, because I'm pretty sure Pedro Munoz was like somewhere around number 9 when he fought Jose Aldo. But in my opinion, his skills or he should have been, if he didn't get robbed by Frankie Edgar, he would have been like number 3 at the highest, right underneath Sandhagen, Sterling, TJ Dillashaw now, and oh no, this is before TJ Dillashaw, so yeah, right behind Sandhagen, Sterling, and the champ Piotr Jan. I'm going with Jose Aldo. 48-47. I feel like Rob Font will get the last 2 rounds. Obviously, he showed he had pretty good cardio, but I trust in Jose Aldo. I think he's going to make the 4th round competitive still and edge out the 3rd. Obviously, the first 2 rounds, I think Jose Aldo is going to clinch for himself, but Rob Font, he could get the last round. He could get the 4th round. And yeah, I think Rob Font should get the 5th round, but I just think Jose Aldo got this in the bag. I think he can control the fight against Rob Font, and Rob Font, he only has a 1-inch reach advantage this time. So, yeah. 48-47, Jose Aldo. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching or listening, and peace out.